What's going on, guys? We're back. It is another adventure day. It's been a minute since our last adventure day, but I don't really have anything in mind. I didn't really have a good video or anything because nothing's really come out. I wasn't going to do something on Death on the Nile or Marry Me or anything like that. So I figured we'd just come back with another in the collection video. The last one we left off on was H. It's been a minute. My hair's fucking all over the place right now. I'm growing my hair back out. So I got to deal with these like fucking crazy dead spots that's growing right now. And it's brutal. But we're going to come back and we are going to do the eyes today. My entire eye collection. And we're not even going to waste any time because you don't really care. I don't care. Let's just hop right into it. See what we got. We got I Am Legend. This is a really good steelbook. This is one of the old like DVD case steelbooks. It's pretty solid. Movie's all right too. We got I Am Number 4. This is a solid, it's late, tired, man doesn't know to speak. This is a solid little young adult movie. We got I Am Sam. I've never seen it, but if Robert Downey Jr. and Tropic Thunder is anything to go by, I'll leave it at that. We got I Confess, an Alfred Hitchcock movie. Have yet to see it. We've got Heart Huckabees. I fucking hate this movie. I was not a fan. We got the double feature, baby. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. I used to watch these all the time as a kid, and I haven't watched them in God knows how long. I remember the second one's fucking terrible, but I would like to go back and rewatch the first one at some point. Oh, interesting enough, both movies are 101 minutes to the dot. That's interesting. We got I Love You, Beth Cooper. Love this movie because I love Hayden Panettiere. I was in love with her in high school. So obviously I was going to hop on that bad boy. Oy. Keep it going. We got one of my favorite comedies, I Love You, Man. Fucking hilarious movie. Jason Segel, man. I'm going to say it every time. Every time a Jason Segel movie comes up, I'm going to say it. Where are you, man? Come back. We miss you. We got to Now Pronounce You Chuck and Larry, one of the less egregious Adam Sandler movies that have been assaulted upon our eyes. We got Irobot. I remember this being solid when I saw it. I only watched it once, like way back when it first came out, so I might have to watch it again. Don't know when I would, though. We got I Spy. It was a really terrible mid-2000s action comedy. We got I Think I Love My Wife. I think I hate this movie. I don't remember. I saw it once when it first came out, and I remember literally nothing about it, which is not a great endorsement of the movie. And then of the Ice Age movies that I have the first one. We've got the second one, The Meltdown, and we've got Dawn of the Dinosaurs. I don't even think I've seen Dawn of the Dinosaurs. I think I've only watched the first two. And really only the first one is really worth watching, and even that one's like okay, it's not amazing. We've got The Ice Harvest. I loved John Cusack when I was younger, so I had to pick this movie up and watch it when it first came out, and I remember it being insanely disappointing. Another girl I grew up on that I loved. We got Ice Princess. We've got our girl Michelle Trachtenberg. Trachtenberg. I don't know, but Hayden Panettiere is in it. Double Dosage. It's a fine, cute little movie. The Ice Storm. Picked it up because it was only 99 cents. It's an Ang Lee movie, heavy-hitting cast. I've never watched it yet. We got Identity. This is a great fucking movie. This movie is a fucking trip. Love it. You know why it's so good? James Mangold. Dude's king. And then we got Identity Thief. I picked it up because it was like $1.99. I was not a fan of this movie, but I saw it in theaters, so gotta own it. We got The Ides of March. This is a fine little political thriller. Not the worst, not the best. Just something you've seen. We got Idle Hands. This is a fun little horror comedy. I used to watch this all the time as a kid. And then we got Idlewild. I saw this movie in theaters. This movie was fucking great. This is an excellent movie. You should absolutely see this if you haven't. I enjoy the shit out of this movie. We've got If Only, one of the terrible movies in my girlfriend's collection that joined into mine. We watched this during COVID because we got to each go back and forth. She'd pick a movie, I'd pick a movie. This was one of hers. It was very bad. One of the few pure stinkers that she showed me. We've got The Illusionist. It's fine. It had the unfortunate circumstance of coming out right around the time as The Prestige, and that movie is fucking incredible. So this movie just pales in comparison, but it's still really good. We got I'm Not There. Never seen it. We got The Impossible. If anyone saw my last video ranking my disaster films, they'll know how much I love this freaking movie. This is a great disaster movie. Ewan McGregor, phenomenal in it. We got In and Out. This is a really funny comedy about a school teacher who gets outed by one of his students. And he's not even gay. And then the twist is he is gay. He just didn't realize it. It's a really good movie. Kevin Kline's great in it. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good 90s comedy. We got In Bruges. Great movie. Saw this movie in theaters. Fucking loved it then. Fucking love it now. It's so good. In Good Company. I know I've seen it. Couldn't tell you anything about it. In Her Shoes. Never seen it. We've got The In-Laws. Never seen it. We've got In the Bedroom. It's a really good drama movie. It's really fucking good. Everyone's great in it. Spacek, Tom Wilkinson, Nick Stahl, Marissa Tomei. I watched this movie during quarantine. I didn't think I was gonna end up liking it, but I ended up being like hooked on it. It was like it's really good. It's good. We got one of my favorite movies of all time. It's actually getting a 4K release soon. I think like the end of April, and I like can't fucking wait. And it is In the Heat of the Night. One of the best, just detective cop movies. This movie is fucking incredible. I'm pretty sure this one Best Picture. It deserved it because it was 1987. Wow, I don't know why I thought that movie was 1967. I can't fucking read. I was gonna say there's no way this came out in 1987. 1967. It's a great fucking movie. If you haven't seen this movie, watch this movie. You like police procedurals, detective stories, anything like that. This movie is so fucking good. We've got In the Land of Women. Never seen it. We've got In the Line of Fire. It's a great fucking. I need to get the 4K, but that one slipped by me, and I still have yet to be able to pick it up. And I really want it because this is another great like detective political thriller movie. It's freaking phenomenal. We got In the Mix. This is a girlfriend, fiance now collection. I've never seen it. Hopefully, she does not pull this one on me to watch anytime soon. We got In the Valley of Allah. Only saw it once when it first came out. Was not the biggest fan of it. Performances were really good. The story was just kind of slow for me. We got In Time. This was a fine sci-fi movie. Not the worst, not the best. Had its moments. Could definitely have been better, but it was pretty solid for what it was. Inception, one of the greatest sci-fi movies of all time. I know I gotta upgrade, get my 4K for this one. I just haven't had my opportunity to yet, but I absolutely will because this is one of my favorite movies ever made. We've got the incredible Bert Wonderstone. Very silly fucking movie. It's just very dopey, all about just street magicians. Jim Carrey especially, just fucking silly. This is a movie that was right up his alley, and it hits the beats for me. We've got The First Incredibles. Fucking love this movie. What's to say about a Pixar movie that hasn't been said a million times? This is one of the best. Will always be one of the best. It's phenomenal. We got Indecent Proposal. Great fucking movie. I hope Kino Lorber would be a great great company to get a 4K master of this going. This is right up their alley. So Kino, hop on that. We got Indiscreet, classic Cary Grant right there, phenomenal movie. I could watch anything with him in it. We got The Informant. I was not a fan of this movie at all. One of the few Steven Soderbergh movies to miss for me. Inherent Vice. This is one of the few Paul Thomas Anderson movies to not hit for me. Was not the biggest fan of it. Very long, meandering storyline. Just didn't really hit for me. Oh, Jesus. Knocking shit all over the place. This is another one of the greatest movies I've ever seen in my life. It just came out on Blu-ray, but like I really wish they'd come out with a 4K for it. It would probably look really good if they ever bothered to do a master on that. And that's Inherit the Wind. It's a great fucking courtroom drama. It is phenomenal. Phenomenally acted, phenomenally staged, written. It's just such a good fucking movie, and you absolutely should see it. The Insider is another great movie. I saw this. This is another one I watched during quarantine. Fucking Russell Crowe, phenomenal in it. Al Pacino he was still hitting his marks here at least. Michael Mann, great. This was still when he was pumping out hit after hit. This is very enjoyable. Insomnia, I know I've seen it. Can't really tell you anything about it other than it's directed by Christopher Nolan. One of the few Christopher Nolan movies that he didn't also write. I remember it being fine. I just have never gone back to rewatch it. And then we got Instinct. It's another. This is a very just wild. This is 90s or 2000s. I don't know. Can we find it on here quickly? No, we can't. It doesn't show it anywhere. I'm assuming it's 90s. It looks very 90s. It's very. I can't. I know I've watched it. I know when I watched it, I was entertained as shit by it, but I couldn't tell you the plot of it at all. We got Internal Affairs. This is a fucking great detective movie, like a dark film noir. Richard Gere, Andy Garcia, it's great. We got The Interpreter. Fell asleep during it. We've got Interview with the Vampire. People fucking love this. I really should watch this movie again because obviously there's so many great stars in it. I only watched it once when I was like a kid when it first came out. I was not a fan. But I really should go back and give it another go, especially my boy Tom Cruise, man. How could I not? We got Into the Blue. Saw this movie in high school. It came out, I think I was in like 10th grade. Fucking, dude, I was all about it. Look at good looking people in it. Fucking Caribbean setting like that. It's terrible. It's not good. We've got Into the Wild. I've actually never seen this movie. It's always on my list of like one I need to get to, and I still just have yet to get to it. We got Into Thin Air. Never seen it. We got Intolerable Cruelty. It's a fine little rom-com. George Clooney, Catherine Zeta-Jones. You could do worse. We've got The Intouchables. Never seen it. We've got The Invasion. Never seen it. No, it's based on the Invasion of the Body Snatchers, which is another one on 4K I'm supposed to. Oh, I gotta just scratch that spot right there. Invasion of the Body Snatchers is another one that I should have picked up in 4K by now that has slipped through the cracks that I gotta do. And then we got Invincible, Marky Mark, classic Philadelphia Eagles story. It's fine. It's a fine sports movie. And then we've got the only 3 Marvel movies that I don't have in some form on Blu-ray or 4K. That's the 3 Ironman movies. Still got the DVDs. I'll get there. But we got 1, we got 2, we got 3. I actually like 3 the most, simply because, it's Shane Black. Shane Black gets what I like. And then 1 and then 2. I mean, I don't think 2 is terrible. A lot of people like to say it's like god awful, but it's not horrible. It's fine. It is what it is. The Island, great action, silly ass story, but it's got Ewan McGregor. I fucking love Ewan McGregor. We've got the original TV version of It. This movie's a fucking trip, man. I love it for its old school, like, practical effects, and then Tim Curry is fucking Pennywise. It's just incredible. it is one of my favorite Stephen King stories. So I'm always down whenever they want to continue to try to adapt that. Even after the 2 they just made now, like if they want to try another one, I'm fucking for it. We got The Italian Job. Very silly action movie, but I got a soft spot for it. I enjoy it. It's fine. It's a good turn your brain off movie. We got It's a Mad World. It's a really dumbass, silly movie. It blows my mind that this movie. I watched this movie when I was a kid, and I don't know how I sat through it as a kid, because this movie's 2 hours and 40 minutes. Like, what fucking comedy movies should be 2 hours and 40 minutes? Ridiculous. We got It's a Wonderful Life. It's another one I need to upgrade, and hopefully I can get there soon. It's great. This movie's a fucking classic. If you don't like It's a Wonderful Life, what the fuck's the matter with you? And then last in our DVD pile for I is It's Complicated. Little rom-com, Meryl Streep, Alec Baldwin, Steve Martin. I've never seen it. But now our Blu-rays and 4Ks and all what have yous are mixed by genre for Blu-rays and Steelbooks and 4Ks and all that. So like these are all just out of order, but we got them in, I don't know what I'm looking for, in some way, shape, or form here. So first up, we've got Inside Man. It's a great fucking little action movie. Saw this movie when I was in high school, fucking loved it. Loved Clive Owen, so it was fucking absolutely, I'm in. Into the Storm. If you saw my last video for disaster movies, you know this is my least favorite disaster movie. It's fucking terrible. We got The Iron Giant. Fucking classic. Who doesn't like The Iron Giant? We got The Interview. It's a fine little comedy. Definitely blew way out of proportion. But, you know, North Korea, you know, not the most stable of people, so take that what you will. We've got this movie, Is That a Gun in Your Pocket? This is actually a movie that my stepdad's brother made. It's pretty funny. It's a solid little comedy movie. We got I, Tonya, one of my favorite movies, one of my favorite sports movies. This movie is freaking phenomenal. Probably my favorite Margot Robbie performance. We got In the Heart of the Sea. I will never forgive the trailers for ruining this movie for me. I was so excited for this movie simply because there was a part in the trailer that was so goddamn good. It made me want to see the movie. And it was when they're all on the boats, like the little boats after the whale has destroyed the ship. And one of the seamen, he's just got his gun trained on Chris Hemsworth. And he just goes, say it, scad. And Chris Hemsworth just looks him dead face and just goes, I will not. I was like, I need to see this movie just for that fucking scene. It's so great. And then you watch the movie, and that's not even in the fucking scene. He never says that at that part. I was like, how can you do this to me? How can you do that to me? I was so excited for that. I gotta do one of those. I was so excited for that scene, and it never fucking happened. So I was like, fuck this movie. I stand by that. We got Invictus. It's fine. We've got Instant Family. This is actually a solid little like family movie. It's really good. Pretty funny. Has its moments. Mark Wahlberg is much better in comedy movies than he is in action movies. I've got all the Insidiouses. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I've only ever actually seen the first one. I fucking loved it. It was great, fucking creepy, so spooky. We meant to watch the other ones, and then we just missed out on it. So maybe once the Halloween rolls back around this year, I will watch the rest of these. And then we've got It and It Chapter 2. The first Chapter 1, really fucking good. It was a really genius idea of them to split it into 2 halves between kids and adults. Where they faltered with this one was bringing the kids back. This one should have just been all adults, and it would have been fine. But you had to shoehorn the kids back into it, and you made this into a dumbass 3-hour-long movie that didn't need to be it. It's a shame, because there's a lot of good stuff in Chapter 2. And then we got It Follows. It's a great concept. I hated the fucking ending. I loved everything about this movie up until the ending. It was fucking really good, and then you lost me. We got In the Heights. This is a really good musical. Fell in under the radar. Didn't really do well in theaters, which is a shame because it's really good. We got The Intern. It's a fine little rom-com. We got the classic Independence Day and its terrible sequel, Independence Day Resurgence. First one of my favorite movies of all time. Fucking love this movie. Can watch this movie over and over and over again and never get bored by it. This one I watched once in theaters, was like never again. I watched it about like a year ago or so to try and give it another chance. Couldn't even make it through the entire movie. I turned it off about 2/3 of the way through. Interstellar, my favorite Christopher Nolan movie, one of my favorite science fiction movies. This movie is fucking incredible. Inferno, it's a fine freaking book in the Da Vinci Code series. This is the third one, right? Yeah, Da Vinci Code, Angels and Demons, Inferno. It's better than Angels and Demons, but Angels and Demons has Ewan McGregor. Tough call. The Invisible Man, one of my favorite movies from 2020. Not that that was hard. There wasn't many great movies. This is fucking great. This is how you do a remake. This movie is fucking incredible. Elizabeth Moss is absolutely incredible in it. It is so good, so tense. One of the best thriller movies ever made. The Imitation Game is a really solid drama. I ended up liking this movie a lot when I watched it just about a year ago now, I want to say. It was really good. Glorious Bastards, fucking phenomenal. It's one of Quentin Tarantino's best. The opening scene alone is fucking incredible. It's a masterclass in directing, writing, just fucking everything. He's a fucking god. In a Valley of Violence is a solid little Western movie with Ethan Hawke, John Travolta. It's got its moments. We got The Incredible Hulk steelbook here. Fucking great. Look at that. Really good. It's fine. Not a great MCU movie, but it's fine. The Incredibles 2. Fucking love this movie. The whole section where fucking Mr. Incredible is just taking care of his kids is, I could watch that over and over and over again. It's that fucking good. We got Inside Out, fucking one of my favorite Pixar movies. This movie is incredible. It's so good. It's so good. I fucking love it. No matter how many times I watch it, I'd never get tired of this movie. We got Into the Woods. Watched this once. It was fine. I'll probably never watch it again. And then last, but certainly not least, the Piece de Resistance. It is our 4-movie collection steelbook of Indiana Jones. All 4 movies. This is my baby. Indiana Jones is my favorite franchise, one of my favorite franchises with Mission Impossible. As you see back here, we've got the Shankara stones. If you notice on my arm, I've got the Shankara stones right there because I fucking love that. I want to get at least an artifact from every Indiana Jones movie because if you notice, if we go back here, I've got the idol from Temple of Doom. The idol from Raiders. We've got the Shankara stones from Temple of Doom. I want to do the Holy Grail somewhere on the arm. And then I'm just going to pretend like Crystal Skull doesn't exist because I'm not putting Crystal Skull on my body. But we'll have to see what happens with the 5th one, because if the 5th movie ends up actually being good and I have to put that one on my body, then I might have to do the deed and put the 4th one on there too. But for right now, we'll stick with just the first 3 movies. And that does it for the Eye collection. It's a pretty solid one, not like so many like some of the other ones. Eye is definitely a more subdued letter than the rest of them. Next time when we hop to J, I think J's got even less. I'm looking at it right now, and it's like barely 2 shelves, so we'll plow through that one really quickly. But that's all we got for tonight. That's all I got. I'm spent. As you can see, I can barely talk. I can barely speak. I'm done. I need to go lay down, put on a movie, relax, and drift off into La La Land. In fact, hey, maybe I'll just go watch La La Land. But until that next video, you've been you, I have been me. These are movies. And fly, fly. Go get your own Indiana Jones tattoo. I want to see them. Let's do it. Come on. Join me, brothers. Let's get some Shankara stones going. Fly, fly.